exactly what happened. I'm glad you folks are in a good mood tonight because our next guest is a young comedian making his network television debut with us here this evening who couldn't be happier. Now listen to this. This is the important part of the announcement. You can see this kid live this weekend. Where? The Jukebox Comedy Club in Peoria, Illinois. That's about a 4-day drive. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the very funny Adam Newman.
Perfect. Thank you very much. How are you guys? Pretty good? All right. I'm a huge basketball fan. My favorite player growing up was Dikembe Mutombo. Do you guys know who that is? All right, good. Even if you know nothing about basketball, Dikembe Mutombo is my favorite player based on name alone, all right? His full name is Dikembe Mutombo Palanda Mukamba Jean-Jacques Mutombo. That's his full name. Yes, it's funny because it's different. He's got 2 sons. He named his first son Dikembe Mutombo Palanda Mukamba Jean-Jacques Mutombo Jr., all right? And I'll try to pronounce the second son's name for you and not stumble over it. Ryan. Oh, yeah. I feel like he's playing favorites. The family name is skewed way over to the first kid. I feel sorry for Ryan. You know Ryan gets stuck doing all the chores in that house. In that house, it's a lot of, I need someone to mow the lawn. Dikembe Mutombo to, screw it, Ryan! I live in Brooklyn. I love living in Brooklyn. I was walking in my neighborhood. You can all imagine what it would feel like to step on an empty water bottle, right? The crunch under your foot of an empty plastic water bottle. I thought I stepped on a water bottle. I looked down. I had stepped on a live lobster on the streets of Brooklyn. And when I say live lobster, I mean it was fresh lobster, not cooked. I imagine it was probably already dead by the time I stepped on it, because it's hard for a lobster to survive on the streets of Brooklyn. What with drugs and gangs, and it's not an ocean is one of the top 5 reasons easily, but I realized stepping on a lobster, I think the lobster's gonna be the only food you can step on and think, if I hadn't stepped on that, I might have brought that home and eaten it, you know? Why not? Oh, you would too, that's great. It's like a perfect steak or a sandwich on the side of the road you wouldn't think twice about, but something about a lobster's like a toothbrush. You can boil it and it's fine, you know? I just feel like if I would have brought that home, I would have gotten busted. My girlfriend would have come home, I'd be eating a lobster by myself at the kitchen table, and she'd be like, where the hell did you get a lobster? And I'd have to say, I found it. And I know her, she'd be like, that's the grossest thing you've ever done. And I'd have to say, it's actually not the grossest thing I've ever done. It's not even the grossest thing I've done today. Earlier today, I used a toothbrush I found under a lobster. We've been talking about getting a dog. I know I can treat a dog better than my friends treat their dogs. My friend just took her dog skydiving. She did. She strapped her dog to her chest, and they jumped out of the plane. She jumped out of the plane more than they jumped out of the plane. I saw the video, and it looked like the dog wanted very little to do with jumping out of the plane. Because that dog didn't want to go skydiving. A person goes skydiving because it's a great life experience. Or maybe you're conquering a fear. A dog skydiving isn't thinking sometimes in order to appreciate life, you have to stare death in the face. A dog's not checking things off its bucket list. Barket list. My point is, if you think you're taking your dog skydiving, that's not what you're doing. What you're really doing is throwing your dog out of a plane. I think now's a good time to tell you that I have been a Jew the whole time, okay? Thank you. Thank you. Come on. Yeah. Thanks for staying. That's very nice. I'm not a very religious person, though. I've prayed 2 times in my whole life, and they were both trips to Coinstars. But I didn't meet my first really religious people, the Jesus enthusiast types, until I moved down south. I grew up in New Hampshire. I went to school, University of Georgia. I remember going to a friend of a friend's dorm, and this kid had pictures of Jesus covering all 4 walls of his dorm. Paintings, not photos. And, because that would be amazing if they were photos of Jesus. Okay. Yeah. I would have converted immediately if they were photos of Jesus. But he had pictures of Jesus covering all 4 walls of his dorm. I'd never seen anything like it, so I asked him, why do you have pictures of Jesus covering all the walls of your dorm? He goes, the reason I do that is because I consider Jesus to be my best friend. And at the time, I took that as an okay answer, and I went home and I thought about it, and I thought, my best friend is Eric. If Eric came over to my apartment, and all the walls in my apartment were covered in pictures of Eric, it's like, Eric would think I wanted to sleep with him. Especially if they were paintings. Thank you guys very much.
Hi, Adam. How are you?
Good, thank you so much.
Adam Newman, ladies and gentlemen. Nice job, Adam.
Thank you.
Have fun in Peoria.
I can't wait.
Yeah. We'll be right back with the Cold War Kids. Good to have you.